like I always say, if you're not down with the bullshit and you're down with the real shit, like and subscribe. Man, with all the recent events going on, I just been looking at things, thinking about do any, you know, at a certain time, you should be able to understand the obvious. You can be ignorant about stuff at first, but then as time goes on and you keep seeing the same thing repeat itself again and again and again and again, and especially like as you get older and you just seen the same thing transpire through decades, you should understand that there's a pattern here, right? So therefore, like everything that we see going on, everything that we keep constantly hearing, the same rhetoric, propaganda, or whatever, it should tell you that there's some kind of agenda, know what I'm saying? Because of how people are grouped all into like one thing or certain types of ideology are all grouped into like, one thing and it's always somebody trying to, promote that, push that. And it basically is powerful people who can reach the masses. That means they have to have money, they have to have connections. They have to have ownership of things, stuff of that nature. And it's like, you know, everybody should be able to tell that, like there's an agenda, man. We see what has happened like in recent weeks to a lot of black public figures, known entertainers in the music field, the sports, sports broadcasting, and we see that like when any of these guys who all happen to be black give their opinion about something, if it's not like what they want or what the status quo has been established, in a lot of people's minds to be, when they step out of line, you know, and like kind of threaten the stability of that, then they're held to task, basically to now they have to apologize. They have to not just give an apology, but they have to basically make it seem like whatever they said was done out of ignorance or being dumb or stupid or insensitive or something like that. They have to dress it like that, and then they have to just further break it down and say, oh, how sorry they are for having that type of opinion. And then they have to also, along with admitting that they were wrong, they have to say that the opposite aspect of their opinion is really what the truth is and stuff like that. That's crazy because what they're doing, they're also using them like to promote what they were against. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they say like it's like a humiliation type thing, when they do that to these famous entertainers and stars and stuff, because it's not as simple as they just come back and say, hey, I'd like to apologize. No, they have to say stuff like, I apologize for my thoughts and actions. Upon further review, I see that I was not well versed to be making such opinion, and I should had more so study, or I should have reached out to those that were more knowledgeable so I could be educated on the matter. I will take this as a learning lesson, and further on in life, I will apply this to how I behave at this network or how I behave on this team, or and I apologize to ownership, and I apologize to these people, and they just go on and on, and they always have to make sure that they apologize to these specific people and stuff, and it's it is sad for to see a grown man have to shrink himself to being a boy under the discipline of the people who sign his checks, you know, um, and people gotta understand it's a system, man. That's why it's like that. It's not so much about what the guy said or this was wrong or nothing like that. When the general public looks at it from that perspective, That's because that's you being caught up with the general brainwashing of things that they do to the you know, to society through that TV, through that radio, the music you hear, the TV you hear, you know, the TV you look at, you know, what it says in newspapers and magazines and stuff like that, billboards and all that, you know, all that stuff is not just advertising. It is, but it's also to shape and mold our minds and to understand like what's popular, what makes you the better person. It's like the ideology of if you got this product, then that means you're smart. If you don't have it, or you buy a different product other than this, then that means something's wrong with you. And it makes you say, oh shit, man, I gotta go get whatever that name brand is so I can look like, you know, I'm knowledgeable, so I can look like I'm on point, so I can feel like I'm a person worthy of respect in society. You see what I'm saying? And that's shaped and molded too, you know. So, you know, when like, especially like I said, the recent things that has happened to Jalen Rose, Kyrie Irving, Kanye, you know, and then they're looking at people who also come. Oh man, Dave Chappelle, as of recent. It's like, and you look at it like you have to ask yourself, what are these guys doing? What are these guys really saying? It just seems like just by mentioning a certain group of people, period. I don't give a damn what the fuck you. I guess if you're not singing their praises, the way you look at it is it's so serious. You better not even do that. It's almost like what's really being said here is keep our name out your mother effing mouth. It's like the Will Smith effect. You know, it's like if you don't adhere to that understanding, there's something. Watch, we're gonna do something to you. We're gonna do something to you. You know, but if somebody say that, you say that, and somebody says, well, this certain group has this power and influence to bring down people's careers and take away their livelihood and bankrupt them and everything, bankrupt you if you hurt their feelings or appear to be insensitive to what they believe or stand for. And then you say, oh, for you saying that, you're, you know, like some kind of bigot or something like that for even saying it. And then you turn around and do exactly what they say. Like, what the? You people have to, a lot of people, what they have to do is like, if you ever remember the saying, a lot of people, when you were kids, your mom or older people were reprimanding your grandma or grandpa or something like that. Use the brains that God gave you. He gave you a brain so you could think. You know, see, why are there people who don't want us to think as individuals? You have to think about that too. And that's the stuff that Kanye be talking about. Kanye be talking about, I want to be a free, independent thinker. But the system says, no, you can't do that. Whatever you do, in some kind of way, it must benefit us. You know what I'm saying? Or you must allow us to guide the direction that you're going in. Same thing, so it can benefit them. But you cannot be allowed freely to just express yourself to where, like, it may detract from the, you know, basically brainwashing that we're doing, causing people to wake up or be woke, as they say, so that, you know, they can realize, wait a minute, this is what's going on the whole damn time. You can't do that. So if you got any thought or opinion that goes that way, you got to keep it to yourself. Doesn't matter. And you better not do any damn thing. You better not hook up with anybody else that thinks that way. You better, you know, if you do, we're going to see that. And then, hey, you know, those records ain't gonna sell like they were selling. You know what I'm saying? Those shoes are not gonna sell like they were selling. You know, aren't you enjoying a good life? Aren't you enjoying, you know what I'm saying? So when they talk about like, you know, selling your soul and everything, and they say that's what a lot of these famous people have done, you know, because that money is more than just their salary. That money also is for compliance and obedience and stuff. You see what I'm saying? They keep in line, they're good. They step out of line, they start thinking as an individual, going outside of what they're supposed to represent and what they're supposed to say. They're basically supposed to be company men. That those millions of dollars that they're paying them is for them to basically, you know, help promote ideology and product. That's what famous celebrities are for. It's almost like you have to think, they say, is it life imitating art or is it art imitating life? You know, basically it's like, is it is the music a byproduct of the promoting of things of like ideology and product, or is promoting ideology and product the byproduct of being a celebrity? See, it looks like it's intertwined. You know, it goes like they say, hand in hand. You see what I'm saying? And when these guys like, it's almost like well, it's not an unwritten rule. Now, actually, it really is. It's like a written rule in that contract. You know, that's why, you know, it's very serious. You know, you hear what they say. Hey, read your contract, because there's more to what this is than what you think. So, you know, because once your John Hancock goes on that paper, after that, hey, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no go backs and all that stuff. Let's do this again. Well, that systematically kind of happens when you renegotiate. But, you know, so if you can hang on that long, you know what I'm saying, till the next time for you to renegotiate, you make too many waves, you know, you might not get there. So I'm just saying, man, with all this stuff that's been going on, everybody just really need to like use their brains and look at it from the common sense perspective, man. It's the system that's dividing all of us. It's the system that got us all like not looking at what's really going on truthfully. You know, it's the system, man. That's all. Everything that's going on is being done on purpose, man. Everything with these corporations, all this different stuff, man. The system is, if they mess up, they not gonna pay for it. We gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? They can go ahead and give a country $80-some trillion. You know who gonna pay for it? The people of this country. Y'all gonna pay for it. So shit. If if the powers that be got green light to just do whatever the hell they want to, man, knowing that the system is basically gonna make up for whatever they, you know, dole out, because we're gonna get it off the backs of the people. You know what I'm saying? And then we just keep them confused. You know, there'll be chaos out of confusion because we'll have this entity over here say this and we'll have this entity over here say that. And so that'll make them think that they have choice, and, you know what I'm saying, and that makes them believe more into the aspect of democracy and stuff in this. But truthfully, we pulling the strings from both sides. But, you know, that's the system. That's the way we've been doing it for however many thousands of years. And, you know, once that was established, that is, you know, or, you know, whatever, you know, it's like, that's the system that they implanted into the creation and building of the concept of America. And so everything that's happened, the slavery, the everything is based on the system. So until the system is changed, everything that goes on is going to be what they say, politics as usual. Peace.